told myself I was gonna start posting from videos that I've been wanting to post since like 2012, but I'm feeling really sad and like I'm like at peace with what had to happen, but it doesn't mean I'm not sad. I was just crying earlier, but I also feel good. Like I just been needing to have my me time, and I don't know, I'm trusting God. I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm just allowing myself to take my time to think. Hold on, pause. My mom bought me a ring light and I'm gonna start using it. But life is tough. For the first time I experienced a really bad like panic attack and anxiety, and that really altered my head. And that was in like the end of October and then all of November. But I'm also glad that everything happened the way it happened, because I feel like I always I've always been the type of person to freak out over, and I know if I post this no one's gonna be like, no one knows who you are, but like I like talking about these things. Maybe I should start a podcast. Not too many people are doing that, but I've always been the type of person to have like this, and I talked about it with my case manager, or like my medical manager, I don't know what she's called, but I've had this like crazy fear of like this existential fear, which she said it's called, of like people dying and my mom dying, and I've dissociated really bad and have derealization, which I've experienced before, but not to the extent where it caused a panic attack. And that was my first panic attack, and I went to the ER and I was like and like it makes me so sad to think about that. But I also think that I believe a lot in God, and I always think of him and everything that I do and like just my day-to-day. So I definitely, he didn't cause it, but I definitely think that he allowed that to happen because I was so like focused on maybe me and just like the future. And I think now barely, because I just had like an actual good week where I was just like out of my head, and it's teaching me how to be in the present. But I also am really struggling, but I think the way I look at it, it doesn't make it feel so heavy, because I know a lot of people are like, or like when I talk to my therapist or like my doctor, they're like, have you, and I've talked to a few therapists, they're like, has anything happened recently that like has caused that? And I was like, no, like I've always been broke. I've always like struggled to, sometimes we didn't even have food, or sometimes my brother would work at Pollo Loco and he would bring us food and he would get in trouble. But like I've always dealt with that, so it was kind of normal to me, or like it didn't freak me out, because I always knew God like would come through. Like I've never once experienced him leaving my side, so it never felt so heavy to me, because I knew he was always there and he would make it work, and he would work with whatever was around me. But I've experienced, I think this has been my lowest, and also there was an issue with my relationship where I feel like this time it really might be done, and I'm also just letting God kind of do his thing. But no money, no job, no passions really. I started reading the Bible and I like reading a lot, so that's helped me also with like my anxiety and my panics. You also need help, obviously, not like just reading the Bible is gonna get rid of it, but you also need to understand like why this is happening, which is like, you know, not getting work, but just trying to get to know yourself and what's causing all this. Because at the end of the day, like, And it even tells you like God wants you to look for help, you know. But yeah, I'm kind of just venting because I don't know what to do with myself, but also like that issue in my relationship has, like, maybe 2-3 days ago has brought me so much peace. Like, I think I just needed myself. And not that this person was wrong, but maybe he's just not right for me, or maybe not right for me in the moment. I don't know. But I'm letting God do his thing and just allowing myself to also just sit with it and not feel like I have to do anything right now. But I've also, like, I haven't felt this peace where like I'm sad, but like I'm also okay. Like, I think because now I'm closer to God, and my positivity and like the way I perceive things is happening again, where I'm seeing, I don't know, not saying that I want someone else to be my boyfriend, because I don't think I can see that right now, as much as I had problems with him and I was in my head of like, I don't think you're for me, like I don't think this, I don't think that, or like I also have OCD. But like, I did want to spend my whole life with this person, but I also know that everything happens for a reason. So, and the thing is, like, I think I feel at peace because either way stuff is gonna happen the way it has to. Like, I know a lot of people are scared to let someone go because they're like, they love them so much, obviously, and they wanted it to work out. But also, no one's telling me I have to rush out of being sad. And I know that, I don't know how to explain it, like everything's gonna happen for a reason, but it's gonna, like, how do I, like, everything has to happen. Like, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain anything, I'm just talking out of my butt. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm freaking sad, but I also feel this sense of peace and calmness, that's what it is. And I don't know, I just, the thing is, I know that I give myself a time and slowly things will fade out. So that's why I think I'm so at ease. But even with like my anxiety that has scared me so much, also, like, I'm learning, I'm really learning, I'm growing. I'm gonna be 26. I've also had a fear of like that I'm close to dying and stuff, but I also, and this is recently, this is not just like the past week, I feel like I've genuinely learned how to, or I'm learning how to remove this from being here. But yeah, I do feel really sad, but I feel okay, because I did things in a way that, if God permits it, you know. I also think I don't want to be in a relationship. Well, not that I don't want to be in a relationship, but I think after so many times of having to forgive, and it's okay, because, you know, God forgives us all the time, over and over and over, even when we sin against him. But I think right now I'm not, like, I'm okay being alone as well. And it kind of, and I like it because it reminds me of like, oh, I'm not attached to someone. Like, I can also enjoy being alone, which I do, because I feel like I tend to be like, oh my god, I have to go do something, I have to get out. And I was always like that, especially when I was in a relationship. I wanted to be available for my boyfriend whenever he was out of work so I can see him, which is fine, like that's normal. But I also think I was like this, and I love isolating myself. I definitely need it, because I always come back with a new perspective. And I need that time alone. Like, I don't need people checking up on me. Like, I don't want people checking up on me. I just want to be isolated from everyone and just focus on me. And I feel like I haven't done that. So yeah. And also, I've just been wanting to post on YouTube, so for my whole, not my whole life, mostly my whole life actually. I have videos of like 2008 of me just recording for I don't know who, but I don't know, I feel like everything's gonna happen for a reason, and I want to cry thinking about it, but it's okay. But I don't want to keep posting about what, I don't know, because I have no job, no money, and I feel like if I had something like a little bit of money to help my mom out or myself, why am I crying? Anyways, if I had a little something, I feel like I could get myself out. I love being alone, going to Barnes and Nobles, and just feeling not even like the main character, but like just doing things at my own pace. And also, I'm not afraid of people knowing if I'm down bad or whatever, because I don't care about them. I don't care. There's a lot of people that still to this day talk about me, and it's funny. Have you seen those videos where it's like people talking about me or my boyfriend thinking I'm cheating on, and they're in their room like freaking playing Barbies or something? That's me. Like, it blows my mind when people are still thinking about me, which I'm flattered, but like I don't care, you know. Like, I feel like I'm focused right here, but I think I should reach out to the lady who would give me Bible studies. I want to start reading I've been reading the Bible from Genesis like in order to Revelation, but I think I can grasp the full idea. Johnny Chang said just read it, even if you don't understand it, just take in what you're reading. But I feel like I don't want to go through all that hard work of reading it without like understanding it to its full potential, you know what I mean? But yeah, life is tough, but I'm also kind of enjoying the ride. My relationship, I couldn't tell you where I'm at. I couldn't tell you because I'm so lost. I have no passion, no desire for anything, but I also know that I don't want to let myself go and drown. So I get up every day and I pray and I'm grateful, and honestly that's changed my perspective a lot. And I would always tell people it's about how you perceive things. Like, it just makes such a drastic, like just such a change in the way you view yourself and the world, and it doesn't seem as scary, you know what I mean? But yeah, I should probably start working out again. I just have to do it. And there's times where I can't. I'm like, you just have to do it, and I don't think about it. I don't engage with the thoughts of like, oh, I don't want to. I'll just be like, okay, let me just raise my leg right now, and then I'll start getting into a workout. But yeah, I'm 25, but I'm going to be 26, and I'm just enjoying the ride. It's definitely something exciting because I'm very like, I romanticize life, but I also fear growing up and fear the pain that I have to go through as a human does, like with losses and stuff. But that's not something I'm gonna be worrying about, because my therapist told me, like, you just have to, like, that's the thing, is like, I'm focusing on the present. Like, I have my mom right now, I have to enjoy it, and I would fight a lot with my mom, and I still do, and we just cannot be around each other. But I think this was a way of like, I need to stop saying like, this was a way of learning how to appreciate my mom and continue forgiving, maybe when she does me dirty, or you know, the other way around, because I'm not a bad daughter, but I definitely have a lot of attitude. And yeah, and I feel like crying right now, but I'm just curious to see where I'm gonna be. But I really hope YouTube can be like a thing for me, because I've been wanting to so bad, but I don't know how to edit, and then having to watch myself back after everything I said, my OCD catches up with me, and I'm like, oh, I have to say this so they know this is. It's like, but yeah, I've applied to so many places and emailed like, I want to say like over 50 people, but I emailed again. I just want to be at a little coffee shop and make like basic coffee. I don't care if I don't get paid that much. Like, if it's something I enjoy and it's not stressful to me, like, but I also know I work really good at fast-paced things, like going back and forth quick, because I don't have time to think. It's just moving, and I do really good working in places like that. But I also do just want to take it slow. I think right now I'm in the point in life where calmness, steadiness, but also being mindful and being slow and just taking my time is my lesson right now. But yeah, I'm really sad, I'm not gonna lie, but I also know that I'll be at peace with whatever God has planned for me. Also, I want to dye my hair, but the hairstylist does not answer me, and if she doesn't answer me, I'm just gonna end up going black. So yeah, life is doing her thing right now. Should I read a Bible verse? Do you guys want that for me only watching this video? Okay, I used to study with the Jehovah's Witness, so this is the Bible I have, but it's so cool because it gives you like, is it this one? Like an intro, and then it also gives you like, so the question, right? And then it also, so the first, I don't know if you guys saw, but the first question says, who is God? And the next page is like, it goes in order, who is God? And it gives you like the verses to prove, I guess, where it says. But there was one I had memorized because I was like, oh my god, my first verse I memorized, I could be like Corinthians is, but I messed up, so I was only able to do it that one time. But, and it also, which I really like, wow, look, it says, what does the Bible foretell about our day? And it's like a verse here on the side. It says, in the last days, critical times hard to deal with will be here. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, haughty, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, disloyal, having no natural affection, not open to any agreement, slanderers, without self-control, fierce, without love of goodness, betrayers, headstrong, puffed up with pride, lovers of pleasures rather than lovers of God, having an appearance of godliness but proving false to its power. That's 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1 to 5. But the one I want to read, it's just so cool, like it has so many, is the question is, how can you cope with anxiety? And this has helped me because when I get anxious, the thing is, like, it's so crazy to me, like the way that God works and the way that our brain works. Like, our brain is so powerful, and every time I would read the Bible, I would instantly just feel at ease. And then if my mind would start acting up, I'd be like, wait, it's okay, like, you're reading about God, you're gonna be okay. And I would instantly just feel at peace. But I'll read this one. It's Philippians, I can't say it. Chapter 4 verse 6 and 7. Do not be anxious over anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication along with thanksgiving let your petitions be made known to God, and the peace of God that surpasses all understanding, y'all hear that? And the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and your mental powers by means of Christ Jesus. But yeah, life is lifing, but here I am. I think, you know, everything has to happen for a reason, because if not, you're just gonna stay in the same spot. Also, I've learned how to stop cussing, because I was cussing, throwing f-bombs everywhere. Now I don't know, I just want to be a better person. I really do, and I want to make it to eternity. And my brain starts overthinking, like, oh my god, like, I would not want to live that long. My brain starts running. But then I remembered it doesn't matter, because when I get there, it's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Like it's not my worry. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not something I have to worry about, because when it happens, it'll happen, and we're gonna deal with that then. But when I deal with it, I'm gonna be fine, because if I follow and I stay true, it'll be good.